Hi people, thank you so much for making time to watch me on this channel. I really appreciate to have you to watch me on this channel. You're welcome once again to today's episode on your well-being. Today we are looking at a matter that has got to do with hair loss in humans. Of course, I'll be talking about males and females, but particularly we want to look at hair loss in males. And of course, we are going to know why hair loss is very common in males than females, even in this presentation. I'll be using some words that, of course, they'll be very technical for you to understand, but stay with me. Even as I go on in this presentation, I'm going to take my time to break it so down that you would get to the core of this matter. In today's presentation, I'm going to be centralizing on the most very common cause of hair loss. Of course, that has got to do with androgenic alopecia. The definition is what I've given below. I'm going to take my time to explain what androgenic alopecia is and what it is associated with. Alright, and so androgenic alopecia in men has actually got to do with the receding of the hairline. Sometimes it becomes bad, sometimes they lose all the hair on their head. That is the badness we're talking about. And when it comes to women too has got to do with the diffuse thinning of their hair. It affects 50 to 80% of the men at a point in their lives. And when it comes to the women, it affects 25 to 50% at also a point in their lives. And so today we are looking at androgenic alopecia and some of the things that are really associated with this kind of thing that brings about hair loss. And of course, even as we are talking about this today, I'm not going to be talking about the problem, but we are also going to look at some of the things we can do to avoid hair loss as well. Stay with me even as I take you through some things that are really going to help even as we are talking about hair loss in this video. Now, the way hair loss medication work, there's a couple of mechanisms that are really associated with how they work. And we are going to look at one of them that is very popular when it comes to the treatment of hair loss. Of course, I cannot give out the name, but we just have to look at the mechanism. Now, the popular one works by increasing oxygen, nutrient, nitric acid to the scalp, which actually increases circulation. Most hair loss medications work by inhibiting an enzyme, and of course that enzyme is 5-alpha reductase, which allows testosterone to be converted to a much more powerful testosterone. Of course, that is called DHT. Now, if you have too much of the DHT, that is the most powerful testosterone that has been converted into, if you have it so much in your body, what happens is that you get a thickened dermis around your hair follicles. Of course, that is going to make it to suffocate the hair follicles. And so now we know that that is what the DHT does to the hair. DHT is a certain type of androgen. And of course, the increase of the DHT, this hormone, is actually going to bring about hair loss. And of course, that makes the 5-alpha reductase, this enzyme, to be a major key cause of hair loss. Now, the amazing part that we are about to look in this video is what brings about the rise up or the increase of this enzyme. What brings about is insulin. And of course, insulin related conditions like hyperinsulinemia, insulin resistance, and other conditions that are insulin related. These things can actually help the enzyme to be overproduced or to be increased, and of course that can also bring about hair loss. And let me just say this: people who do not have so much of this enzyme or who are deficient of this enzyme, that is of course the 5-alpha reductase, do not really have hair loss problems. Yes, of course. So we have to also look at the other things that bring about that. We also have to know that low progesterone can also increase this enzyme that is called 5-alpha reductase to cause androgenic alopecia. That has got to do with hair loss in both males and females. Now, here are some natural remedies that can help you to inhibit this enzyme to avoid androgenic alopecia. Of course, that's got to do with hair loss. Of course, there are also other products in the markets that people buy, people drink, people take to actually inhibit this enzyme. As I bring this presentation to an end, I like to give you 4 natural remedies that can really inhibit this enzyme. The first one is raw palmetto, GLA, DHA, and zinc. you wouldn't want to miss out these natural remedies. They are very good for the body, and of course they are going to help to inhibit this enzyme that is 5-alpha reductase to avoid androgenic alopecia. Of course, that is hair loss. Thank you so much for making time to watch me on this channel. I really appreciate you to have you to watch me, and please do subscribe to this channel, like my video, and you can put a comment below. I'll get back to your comment, and if we have to make a video to attend to you, I'm going to make a video to reply to your comment. Thank you so much for watching. Hope to see you another time. Bye bye.